Elysium. After like 15 hours, I've made it to day 2, and there's a lot of emotions around the end of day 1. I don't have reasons to live that feel important. There's reasons, but it's nothing that I can really offer as a foundational pillar of support to Harry Dubious over here that I've left in his underwear. Alright, I think that first of all, it's not enough to get you out of your clothes. I wanna see if the shower works. Anything. There's just more mirror to be had. Is this a lock off with Kim's room? Okay, that's kind of funny.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
You're keeping that for a full 24 hours of self-assurance, right? Okay. There are no options left for personal hygiene, and that makes sense because perhaps that would be a little bit involved. So, time to start your day, dear boy. Time to start your day with things such as a shirt it was my first instinct to put that in the hat spot. And I don't know, I try to think of the reasons that I have to live. Wearing a cool hat, yeah, sure, that's one of them. And do I actually need endurance for anything, or can we get our swag back? We might need to get the swag back. Here we have it. With the hat, it's some kind of incredible look. Is it possible to go outside in your little socks and just the socks? Just shoes then. Even glasses. I feel like I don't know, I'll get my thoughts together as this goes on. I've written down what exactly it is that I want to be doing, because this is sort of a game that's having so many things that it's only wise to have a notebook of your own, in addition to Harry's notebook. Alright. I don't think there's quite anything else in here, so you're all dressed and ready to go. Makes me wonder if there's anything... I don't know, anything else going on in the immediate vicinity, but I guess not. You've seen all there is. And closing your own door or leaving it open are both options. So, I saw Kim going in here. Is it obtrusive to... Is it obtrusive to say hi first thing in the morning? Would you like to reflect on your loneliness some more?
The door is closed.
Just, yeah, we'll be back here. We'll be back here anyway. Just checking. I'm off to do things such as talking on the radio, and I think that despite failing with a 70-something% check. Oh, hey. Well, okay, it's looking more cleaned up than last time. Alright, and you can't visit at his door because he's already down here. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Kim. Oh. in
Looks like we can
short
get to work at once.
ways.
The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
And I think it's obvious why we would need to talk to them, but let's find out all the information.
Everything points to the dock workers union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information.
Alright.
Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
And how do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCA being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardie Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
So, the CM in RCM stands for Citizens Militia, but we're still more official than these citizens, aren't we? Well...
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Well, neither of us slept very well, but... is there an option to ask if you also confronted the bloated corpse of yourself hanging on the tree? Is there... what'd you dream about?
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Alright, now we're business-like. Should we call in reinforcements? Now that's police-like thinking.
That would just escalate tensions.
Yes.
No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Then what is it worth? Huh.
In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
That was the immediate thing that I wondered about. If you're trying to not escalate tensions, then if we died here, would they just let the corpses lie?
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
I feel like keeping on the really thick gardener gloves makes it harder for your fists to clench. But let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Well, I didn't think this had a strange sense of finality, despite the mortal danger before you said that, but thanks for the options.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
Is it ever obvious how someone's sense of authority can be an exact one-to-one with their sense of fear?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Huh. And yet, if it's breakfast, how long would they be there nevertheless? My words. What do we have?
Just a moment.
Sure.
And there's no public phones nearby?
Oh, are you stranded?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Oh, you've got a different tone of voice when you're not talking to someone who trashed a room.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy, we know what's kicking, or good day, ma'am, everything all right? Or I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. What? There's cheer to be had. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Would it be weird to let you use the radio in the police car?
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
And we can say what's wrong with the phone line, which might be pertinent to our investigation, or we can say, why do you need to use the phone? Will that be revealed anyway?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Alright, we get to ask both. What's up?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
And all we know is that there's turmoil and lawlessness in the area, and someone dead. Alright.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Has your husband gone missing before, or or is this a side thing? What side things are there?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
Right, cryptozoologist, so He's ended up somewhere he's not supposed to be.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
Okay, straight up, straight up looking that up for a moment.
You have more important things to worry about.
Oh. Means drowsy. Somnolent. Alright. What was this expedition your husband was on? So your husband is some kind of scientist, right? Do we find out about that? Or tell me more about Morel, looks, character, relationship. Do I get
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Nice.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Logic success. Let's get on it. We could say, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him or proceed? Well, do I get to ask both?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
Huh?
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Well, the water lock is broken.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
It looked like a technical problem. Did I see something crashed into it?
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
Yay. Oh my
You're
gosh.
welcome, ma'am.
Hey, no, I'll take this one. I've done all the talking. No, okay, there's probably other talking that I forgot about.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Hey, why not?
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Do you have an interest in the extremely rare insect? Are you hoping to get spider powers? Spider Harry?
And
Spider
if you see
Harry.
him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
And if I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there. And I've really spent too much on this side case as it is. What? How much is there really to spend?
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
We'll locate that fellow. Is he some kind of
Oh,
scientist?
yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Now, did I ask about that on the first day, or...?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
But then is there still some kind of element of science there? What is the bug that you're looking for? Are you looking for like a praying mantis that's actually religious?
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's already having a bad day, Kim. We're sensitive cop. We're sensitive cop right now.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
I guess the implication is that it is somehow a career. Finding Bigfoot?
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
I mean, there is one guy who's like looking for the Loch Ness Monster, and he keeps saying that he's looking for the Loch Ness Monster, but really he's just doing a really in-depth review of the Loch Ness.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
I'm increasingly sorry that I asked to pawn off your pin. I mean, one, on the principle of it, but two, how do you live? How do you live?
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles.
Oh.
They are her own.
Well, tell me about him.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What's he look like?
Well, His expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Are all the characters in this game capable of such writerly descriptions?
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
I imagine so. And if I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look like?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
Well, I think the only person with wild white hair has been the pale driver, so maybe not?
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
Thank you.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
And how long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
What? Just like the less obvious species of bug? How'd you meet?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say.
Ah, but it worked.
I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced.
Wow.
We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
Look, Harry, there's a life to be had post-divorce. It doesn't require that the person you meet be in a wheelchair, but it could work
She's
out.
skipping over some
If it does.
important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Oh. Well, okay, I the player didn't pick up any of that, so that's interesting, I guess.
I hope I've been useful.
And you could convince her to tell you about cool cryptids. Yeah, what's the Bigfoot of Revachol?
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
What have you studied?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
This is a really funny path to take after being told about the group of guys that could kill us.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Just one little cryptid, promise? I want to hear about multiple cryptids, but the phrasing is too appealing. What if she tells me about the littlest cryptid?
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Cryptids, cryptids. Let's hear about all the interesting cryptids.
So electrochemistry can also be satisfied or activated by fun facts? Hey, that sounds like you need to visit a library. What's the biggest? What's the tiniest? The dangerous? Are there invisible ones? I said promise.
Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Migenou some 70 years ago.
Whoa.
Bacterial colony Migenou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
How can you be alive and in ice at the same time?
Migenou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
No, it's just going to continue its own life at the cost of yours. What the hell? There's an immortal geologist. I don't understand. Being alive is terrible. I intend to live forever too as a symbol. Or she was preparing for the end time. She wanted to witness and record the Twilight proceedings. I'm curious about all of these, huh?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Is there an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
Don't you hate it when you're a mold woman and you've been taken over by the mold?
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
What in the world? Okay, this is terrible because I started it off with promise, but you know his memory isn't great.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But do you want to hear about another cryptid? Is this dishonorable? It's dishonorable.
I'm glad you see it that way. Did we have anything more to do here?
Is it getting around it to only know about America?
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Fine.
Of course, dear.
More cryptids later. At the end of the day. See, this is why, like, despite talking with everything, I do want to be careful about the promises.
Can I help you?
There's talking about the bill for tonight. Well, it's good to know what the options are. I guess there's no help to be had at this moment, and we'll go off. Wait, keep a little profile. If I start talking to whoever's standing outside, it's not the gardener, right? And then okay, a little bit of lag. I wonder if that would have started anything. But I'm on missions. I'm on so many missions. Even as more missions appear. Wow. All right, that's a very dark winter morning. The thing that I'm looking for is still the same thing, and surely you would not be still throwing rocks after like an entire night. You can't possibly still be throwing rocks. Yes, you can. At this rate, you might succeed in getting the body to fall down before we do. I know there's nothing you could possibly say, but it amuses me. First thing in the morning.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Is there anything to discuss about the body?
The fuck about it?
Nothing. Nothing.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road with... You heard Kuno? I don't know. Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Yeah. Kuno didn't smoke him, if that's what you mean. You're tested. Get lost. Kuno doesn't...
Nothing new after all. Even if that is a bit fast. Alright. Inspecting debris is where we're off to. And I just want
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material,
check.
Eternite.
Perception sight, huh? Let's do that then, if at all possible. And is that good?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Please don't fail me at 83%.
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Let's see it.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Nice, nice. I feel like if I personally were in here, I would have the urge to knock stuff over, but I guess that requires the knowledge that it's a point-and-click game. Let's go.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Hell yeah, curiosity. Let's go on in. And then we've got pry bar, so even if it needed key, we don't even need key. Let's see what's all in here.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
I saw that the little thought bubble that came up was red, and yet I had hopes.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Someone has taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere. That's... He met you while you were on speed. He... Okay. I wasn't thinking about taking it. I swear I was thinking about justice. Or I heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective? Bro, what the hell? That's the most anti-drug commercial sort of peer pressure kind of phrasing I've ever heard. Okay, so we have two options such as narc, or I'm thinking about justice. Is this one raw honesty that we could veer away from, or does it encourage electrochemistry? Well, as far as being a narc, we did accept that mission from Joyce, so...
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? The secret path the local kids use.
So I hope that it's not, is that some kind of a throne? With a pig. Like police. Alright, okay, so we've just walked into your secret hideout. The kids are incredibly drugged up. There's punk rock lyrics going on in here. And magnesium supplements. And a cured pig's head, which I'm assuming is an actual pig's head. Well, that's kind of huge. The hell's up here? We're taking your money and leaving. Alright. And now we're up here. Okay. It's dark as hell. What's up with the coat? And where exactly does the... Oh, I didn't know the pathfinding would take you like this. Hey, in that case, I would want to look at stuff along the way. What's going on? Okay, am I close enough to this? Just collapsing doorways and restoration pillars and something on the ground. Hey, you're in need of money. And a postcard. Sure. There you go. Is that inspectable or anything? I suppose not. Huh. So let's have these controls working first. From the rooftops, walking around back here, perhaps a little visible as we climb up the machinery. It's a little bit of a hike now, isn't it? We're on the roof. We're on the roof. This is extremely satisfying to me as someone who wants to be on roofs. There's health items. Excellent. Does that ever get full, I wonder? Alright. We found a way through, and I'm just picking up rubbish and stuff. Thanks for staying with me, Kim, as I pick up rubbish. Okay. Got a jacket, I guess.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Policeman cloak? That wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Man down. A trooper has been left behind the enemy lines.
Oh.
You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual sight. But you know there's the RCM signature rectangle on the cloak. It's a cop's cloak.
And we can repeat that twice with some kind of childlike glee, sure.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
Oh, and he judges the drop,
You
you
could
say.
probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Kim, you've seen me not be able to pick up sarcasm, so if I'm going to fall on my old ass and break it, you need to say something, 'cause I'll do that. we're gonna look around. What are we doing up here?
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
Well, that's a cute description. We can say, motherfucker, no, that's a huge crane, or it's just a machine, Lieutenant, like a giant hammer or a pair of pliers. No, we're encouraging glee, or let him have this moment of wonder. No, we're sharing the moment of wonder.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It's certainly an impressive achievement of engineering.
I'm trying to make a collection of Kim Kitsuragi smiles.
But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
No, does it require focus or anything? We could say, what are we doing up here? And that might clarify things, but I mean, I think it's clarified already. I think it's obvious. Jump over the ledge.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it?
Look, I mean, I don't want Harry over here to die to the group of dudes in the bar, and I don't want him to die jumping off a building either. But one of those is way more narrative now, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 major stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
Do not say that like you're gonna also jump. No. I need to dispel the energy of clicking that last thing.
I was under the assumption we could ask the leader of this union to help us get this body down. This is why we're here, right? Or it could be that we are just exploring.
Well, it's the Jamrock Shuffle now, isn't it?
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
So let's get around then. Let's get around. That's a cloak. A little bit of lag happens upon an autosave. Do I want to? Okay, nothing left to inspect on a little crate, on a little box. Let's keep on going then. Okay, do I want to have things that can get through doors equipped? And also a bag, because you're trying to afford a place to sleep in the night. So this does not seem to be a way that I can go. And it's rather an entire ledge sort of things. As we look upon So we look upon places that we failed to get into before. Okay, is this not quite the path we could go? Could we try to go over this way too? Because I'm seeing a door, and I'm attached to the impression of a door. And there's no balancing on the ledge to be had. Sure. Is the pry bar only for containers, or could it also get into doors? This is the kind of thing that is important for me to know, I suppose. I truly hope that after really trying to get up here, I'm not additionally stuck due to just like not knowing how to get around. Yeah, are chain cutters the answer? Bolt cutters the answer? Maybe. Maybe we are just exploring, Kim. Maybe that's all there is to it. 3% odds on jumping off the building. 3% odds on jumping off the building. Presuming that okay, this opens containers also, Discover secret orbs in shady areas. Do I know where to go? Do I know where to go? Or is the only option that has been revealed up here jumping off? Jumping off the balcony. Like, where at?
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Oh, I'd check. You may retry it. If you live, I'm assuming. If you live, I'm assuming. Why am I at 0 for this? I'm getting a bonus from items. Which items? Let's fix which items. This interfacing. Okay, the shoes. The shoes. I take my shoes off. Okay, and the pants? Is that an option? Does this help anything? Does this help anything? Alright, Kim, first of all, sorry. Second of all,
Tarpaulin cloak
that
with possible RCM
it did
markings
improve my
is
odds.
still caught on the railing.
What? I want to emphasize that I might just be unobservant, but I'm not really seeing ways forward, and also I want to be less cowardly about putting points into these things. Does this do anything? 28 is still bad. I am pantsless. This is the opposite of what I set out to do. I wanted you to not jump off buildings. Let's go though. Jesus.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up there.
Is there a way to gently lower yourself down? I'm curious. Is this the way we're supposed to go?
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
And you would be able to tell because I happened to expose all of my muscles in my legs for a moment. This has to help something. This has to help something. I'm putting your pants and shoes. Why not? Yeah. Shoes. Putting your pants and shoes back on. I have not read the description for your pants before. That's much. That's much. Alright, you've got your pants and your shoes. Fingerless gloves, they do not help with the jump or anything. Alright. Alright. Okay, this does not seem the most possible. So I guess we head on out. I guess we head back out. I mean, that was hopeful, right? That was...
Yes?
That was... I don't know, interesting? That maybe one of these has a little hint for getting past Measurehead, but from what I can see, when I see what I can see, doesn't seem like much. Do I just... I don't know, nothing else to click on. I guess we just go back in there. Having found the secret hideout and taken the spare change money of random children. It's a really cool hideout, I will say. It's one of the better options, something like that. So that that's interesting. I'm still not past Measurehead. The corpse is still extremely bloated and rotting. So where does one go from here? I mean, I guess I kind of want to see what's happening. Oh, having a smoke. Alright. How do I get in there? There's doors, there's this, there's... Huh. Now let's see what the people around here have to say. I do want you to be, I don't know, visiting a bookstore or anything like that. And finding stuff to read that perhaps satisfies the electrochemistry a little bit. Another thing I want to do before causing you to face your death, your possible death, I guess.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I guess let's ask how to turn on the headlights.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Yay!
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canelo comes to life with a whiny growl, like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
Nice.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Nice. So now this is where we go to look at the ledger a little. Nice.
It's the ledger you found in the trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
And this was what is... This is the relevant part, right?
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Where did I get to the...
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. The surface is interrupted by looks like an official mark.
Okay.
Made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Is this where I read it? Is this
What?
how I read it?
Yes, halogen. Any capable light with all RCM vehicles.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Wait, we've done that. Damn it. Okay, am I in circles?
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Well, in that case, I don't think that smelling it would do anything. There's just photo of tattoos and a ledger going on. Hey, what the hell? Then, are we, interacting with the car, or...
As you hold your ledger's clip
Oh,
under
that was
the
it.
headlamp,
I wasn't in the right
an
spot.
iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Huh, nice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro perforations.
We can look at the street grade or the perforations. It doesn't exactly look like one that we can repeat.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally them up.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
And you can count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
So you're hanging out in front of the lights, appreciating this car and ledger for a while. And what about
The
the last
last
one?
row has 3 perforations.
Huh.
That's it.
And what do they mean?
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
And is the first one to figure it out on our own? Or is the second one the way to get information?
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Tell me that's not at the bookstore.
In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, 2 men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
We just woke up and Shivers is really vibing so far.
Ah, Martinez.
Well, let's ask then.
Let me see. Right here.
Right on the coast. Seems nice. I'm sure I've seen worse. Optimism, even when it's... I don't know. Seems nice.
No, it does not.
Okay. Well, it's the only place that we've known since losing memory. And what do all the perforations mean then?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
It's nice that, I don't know, there's all this habit and, I guess, RCM culture surrounding Harry for context clues.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
You're full of pride now, are you?
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
18 years I've done this? Or got drunk like a megastar? Or I walked to the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. And then the implication is that after that you became a cop, after that, and then probably a boring office job, or I feel like I just went around apologizing all the time. Or do you think I have any idea? 18 years question mark?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
How old am I? Got drunk or something or apologizing?
Maybe you were a diplomat, or in PR. Doesn't matter, I suppose. Let's move on, shall we?
Hey, it might matter eventually. What if there's something important in the old memories?
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see...
You faster counter than I was?
Wow, more than 200.
Is it a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
And we can go back to, I told you I was a superstar cop, where I used to be good, that's some solace. Or can I ever re-become this person? I mean, it seems like you burnt out. Isn't it good enough that you were this person to begin with? Superstar.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Hey, is like you talked about in the debrief.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
Electrochemistry. And here I thought that the trope of an angel and a devil on your shoulder was done, or it was old. You're still here though. You can say, so I'm a killer, or I was expecting a higher number, honestly. That's not too many. I don't think it helps to downplay it. Or is now a good time to pour one out for the fallen? Don't let it win. Don't let it win. Don't let it win. We're not even pouring one out for the fallen. Why do I feel like this could damage your morale? So you're a killer.
That's right. A killer of humans.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Well, thank you. I don't know about the phrasing, but still.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her.
I'm glad I have that jacket on.
Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
I take it you work with some bad cops then? A regular Slenderman on the force, one of the bad guys that you would typically set out to stop, but camaraderie stops you.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
Then, are we both sort of black sheep standout of the precincts, or are we perfect for being kindred spirits?
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Hey, you know, you can't listen to the bloated corpse in your dreams telling you that you failed every person alive on Earth. You can't.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Well, something's in there. And then we can ask again, have you ever killed anyone? It's a bit odd asking that after the little day one debrief, but still.
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
And how do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Hey, just because I want to turn the flashlight inward and inspect what's going on inside doesn't mean that we can't also turn it into you. I want to inspect you.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Well, maybe I should find a hobby, though. Teach me car.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Maybe.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Oh, okay. And then the option to pour one out for the boys is still there. I haven't encountered it very much because I've been avoiding it myself, but if I click it, would he discourage it? I am always looking to see what this world is made of, what their interactions are made of. And yet I don't want electrochemistry to win. And yet, I guess my curiosity wins.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
I'm just gonna hold on
As
to
you
it.
will.
The lieutenant nods.
Huh. Oh, that was cool.
Right.
That's good to know.
I'll go turn off the lights.
Yeah.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
To the right of the task description. Huh. Nice. I did come over here for other reasons, though.
Inside, you see a set of
interesting
steering
as that
levers,
is.
a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
What's up?
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Let's talk to Sylvie, who reported a murder.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
And did Gart give you the number?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Would it be too extreme, I ask again, to try to connect the cryptozoologist through this?
Received. Hold on, officer.
You can wait patiently or start slapping your thighs.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone.
Just wait. Relax.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Alright,
Yes, hello?
okay. And we can ask about our last days at work, or say we've met before. If we've met before, that is possibly not a good thing. Let's go with the first.
All right. Hello,
Oh,
officer. What can I do for you?
she recognizes the voice, though.
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
What exactly did you say to people before you lost it?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Electrochemistry, what? We can see you say you quit your job, or you called the police. Have you seen my badge? Have you seen my gun? How'd the paperwork end up there? Want to grab a cup of coffee? Oh, keep it. You don't. Another relationship will not fix you. Even a casual sort.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
And we can ask why, but I think maybe it's obvious.
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
And something about the phrasing makes me think that it's not really going to reveal anything.
You know whom?
I don't know who. I forgot.
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
Oh. Okay, the large failure message makes me suspect it could be Harry.
I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just forget about this, okay?
What did you do?
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
And you called the police?
No, not me.
But why wasn't it you who made the call? Did they give your name as a fake name, as a deterrent?
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the corpse.
And that's the law enforcement near you. Well, you should have called the police.
No one calls the police. The union would get angry.
Well, that's not good.
You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
And you could say, I am the authority around here, but your track record with her does not really support that, or looks like there's a limit to my authority, or why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard for weeks instead of calling us? Why exactly? She's been clear enough already. It makes me uncomfortable to push, but I'm clicking it anyway.
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
So, if you really didn't call, who is it?
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
Authority, chill.
No, don't push her.
Thank you.
It sounds as if she's about to cry.
So, the first option for pushing, you ignored the law to save your own skin. What others? Is this more of a push, or a medium push, or less of a push?
The other people who live around here. Local people. I didn't want trouble.
I guess the corpse already seems like a lot of trouble to me, but I guess it could always get worse.
Her voice is resigned and weak.
What trouble with an exclamation mark, or I understand? What else is there to understand? We understand.
You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the union, internally.
Well, I'll try to keep it quiet that you said that.
Please, I just didn't want any trouble.
We back off.
You do? What else can I do for you?
Well, do you know who made that call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
So that's what happened with the one in Whirling in Rags.
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Yeah, go on.
Any hints about the badge?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
We must have been saying that a lot earlier. It's fascinating how to ask you how you first learned that, but it's missing.
Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
I'm not athletic enough to jump for it yet, even with my booty out, alright? The uniform is up there. You should look into that. Kim doesn't have a uniform and he seems real to me.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
If you say so.
There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
Well, if Kim's doing it, then how bad could it possibly be to be a matching pair, alright? Have you seen my policeman uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
Nice.
Somewhere in a dank rental apartment, 2 police officers stand in the dark. Trash and liquor bottles cover the floor. Things are not good. One of the men, trying not to slip on old newspapers, makes his way to the window and pulls the curtains apart. Roaches scatter as the light comes in. God damn. Officer Michelle Elfboy Williams speaks to himself. His partner, Sundance Fisher, looks at the patrol uniform he's wearing, then at an identical suit frame on the wall. It's blue and covered in dust. Let's get the fuck out of there. He turns to Williams. He hasn't been here in days.
Are you aware that people are looking for you then? Those are some incredible names. We can ask about the gun, but you didn't know about the badge. But the only lead that we have for the gun, even though we have leads for the gun and maybe more leads for the gun than asking you would get us, the only lead that we have is that some young woman took it.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
That's a really heartbreaking voice.
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and...
Wait, you started shooting?
Sounds like it's going to be bad. Do you really want to know?
We can say I don't want to know, but she doesn't know that you... But then if you also say, what did I do? Then it could it could seem like you're making her relive the memory on purpose. You didn't even lead this with I have an incredible amount of amnesia. To find out honesty.
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Alright.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
Well.
People tried to back away from you or even slip out of the door, but you screamed, I am the goddamned law, and you have to listen to me. You are all suspects in a murder investigation.
It's okay. It's a miracle that anyone around here still talks to you enough to progress the investigation. That was really bad. That was really bad. And we're not going on with I should have killed myself, because we gotta steer away from that. Not only for your life, but for her comfort in this conversation. We could say, why would I threaten to kill myself? I mean, look at this world. I would love to stay, but that might not be super convincing, or I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
How about why?
There is silence on the other end of the line.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns.
Wait, don't guns buy money when you, like, rob someone? Anyway.
It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
Alright. Okay. How about the trash container? It's a locked trash container, so that's a valid question.
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it.
Did you see the clothes while you were at it? Could someone have thrown them away while that was open? Yeah, you definitely need a vacation day after seeing that rock bottom. Rock bottom has so much more detail than I thought.
I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective?
And we can skip over the cup of coffee because, come on, there's some context clues that she would not want to grab a cup of coffee sometime. Go. Just go.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Oh, +1 wanted to get away from you. 92%.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags when she was still working there.
And we're locked into this dialogue. What'd we do?
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit.
After a week or so of being there.
The stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac.
Damn.
I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
We could say bitch bird got what was coming to her. Or this doesn't sound anything like me, I love birds. Or why do I always end up screwing everything up? Okay, we can choose to love birds. We can say that sounds like me. Is it too down on yourself to just own up to it? Surely there can be a certain amount of that.
It was a pretty bird. There since I started working in whirling. I really liked her. We call her Scotty.
Oh, Scotty the
There's
skua.
genuine sadness in her voice.
Alright, so I made you want to quit?
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place.
Well, I hope that a phone call is making it easier to get it all off your chest.
I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
I mean, hopefully we can... we can dial it back. We can go from property destruction into being at karaoke guys level.
Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now.
It's really certainly irrelevant to ask which song it was.
We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody.
Okay, sorry.
To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there.
Like you announced it like that to the world?
I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant. and I don't want to know.
The voice acting is talented and heartbreaking.
And then she screams something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that.
Wait. Did he not consider quitting? Do they not let you quit? Or is there too much camaraderie to let you quit? Sorry, sounds intense.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen.
Well, they are right above each other.
I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
I like how the karaoke threat goes first in that list.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
And why do I keep getting dialogue options when I go to the car about the end of times? I'm really curious what it means, but I don't want to commit it to you as a belief system. We can say you're the worst tavern wench I've ever seen, or girl, just loosen up a little, don't you ever party, or I don't even know what to say. I may have turned down being the sorry cop, but we're a damn sorry cop.
God, I know I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
I don't want to undermine the emotionality of that, but I am still deeply curious about the songs.
All sorts of things. From disco, rock too. So much disco and rock.
The smallest church in Saints?
Yes, that's the one you like to sing along to the most. The later it got, the more that one came on.
What's up?
Interesting. You still have to find a copy, though, before you can blast it.
Okay. Well, that's one for that mission. Take care, I guess.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks. Then, the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
I am not 100% sure if Alice and Kim were just sort of stood there witnessing the whole thing. We can say connect to the 41st again, or 41's Lazarus or Sylvie again. Did I actually click Lazarus last time?
It will take just a moment, officer.
It's probably not that relevant. I'll probably just click on through it.
Gottlieb,
Hey.
what do you want?
I mean, that's a good question. What do I want? Was I just clicking things?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, okay. Either routine check-in or I was told to call the Lazarus.
Oh, it's you.
Well, who?
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
You know who I am?
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
But can you tell me about myself, as in who I am, or you're basking in the floodlight of my glory? I don't know, I feel like, as fun as it is to say you're basking in the floodlight of my glory, it's not as fun at the end of everyone's patience.
Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do.
I couldn't reach up and grab a tie from a spinning fan without unbearable pain shooting through my arm. I've had a heart attack. I've lost my memory. From the progression of these, I have a feeling that there's not much you can do, but
Hard to tell exactly what it was over the phone. Could be a combination of peripheral neuralgia and high blood pressure. Could be that you were having a heart attack. Or, actually, it could be both, given your profile.
Why?
Yep.
Okay, I'm in pain. I've been damaged. I feel good. Could take a lot of damage. Okay, we've already picked options that felt like you were dying a couple of times.
Yes, probably in more ways than one.
You're detecting very little in the way of empathy from Dr. Gottlieb.
Cut down on the drinking, pal. In fact, cut off the drinking. The drugs, too. Anything else?
Oh, but speed. Sweet speed. It goes so well with alcohol, too.
Ask about the
And
heart
you survived
attack.
it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
So we have that kind of healthcare plan? You survived it? Congratulations?
Sort of. But by God, does it burn in your chest.
Is that it?
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
I'm feeling extremely disposable right now.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break down. Do what good you can with yours, before the rest goes too.
Well, that's mildly affirming, Volition. I've lost all of my memory.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
Anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
That's gotta count for something, right? Gaining a positive outlook. Is there anything else, though?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Why not?
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
Has the superstar cop been a serious thing, actually? I thought that was just your personality flair. But Kim just asked, you've been in the force for 18 years. What did you do with the first few years of your life? Can you actually sing? If I get you up on that karaoke, can you actually sing? What?
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
Huh?
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactosin.
So we're right at home in Precinct 41, aren't we?
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Did they update his little picture for that? I guess that's it then. I'm so curious. Okay, not only curious if there's anything else I can put skill points in to get past Measurehead before I break down and subscribe to his racist rhetoric. I'm told it has no consequences. I'm told it's not a thing. But is it a sunk cost fallacy sort of thing now? Is it a stubbornness sort of thing now?
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Well, somehow I don't think the 41st has anything else for us, so...
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I tapped on this before, right?
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
You take good care, car. Yeah, yes. And we're out again. I mean, I'm definitely wondering what the lorry drivers have to say now that we're on some kind of drug investigation, or I guess narc investigation as I've been calling it. And mildly curious to know if we can, I don't know, pawn some things. Mildly curious about everything under the sun. As much sun as there is. I mean, the street lamps are on in the AM, in the morning. It's not really much for it. Every day the same remark, is that it, man? Alright, let's keep on going. I'm not quite sure if they would have anything new to say on a second day.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And even you can't get past.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. But try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel.
And I'm guessing you don't all want to like form a mass of humanity and sort of rush at the guard.
And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Oh, that's a dialogue option, all of you storming
Why
in.
don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
I'm feeling that's, despite your authority, that's not going to move him.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Like, that's one small thing. So that just leaves... What in the... Okay, what in the world can I do next that's going to be... I don't know, what's going to be new? What's going to be fresh? What's going to be different on the second day? Would you have any goddamn information?
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Sure, the only racist that I've found around here is the mug yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Hello? But how would you have access to the trash can, I guess? Come on, this is relevant to the investigation. I'm not just putting on a show.
Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Well, I'm profiling you. What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
And how long has it been going on? Just a few days, right?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What cargo?
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
I mean, after a few more days, they're not good anymore.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
And alright, let's use that dialogue like a blunt instrument. What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
Except the cigarette you're smoking right now?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Mirizza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
And then we can say, hold on, but they make alcohol in Ilmara too? Or you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez? Or it's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets?
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze. Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
Anything?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
And what are you hanging around for then?
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
And yet... what's to guard about apples?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
So what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags. when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Oh, boo-hoo. Bad for him, serves him right. It doesn't even make 100% sense. We don't know him. Serves him right.
It's a fucking travesty is what it is.
So then who's running drugs through Terminal B? I mean, he would just have some boundless unscientific accusation, wouldn't you?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang. That beady-eyed South Samaran.
What? That
His
was one of
little
the
side
drivers?
business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
So...
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Well, the means of production have been seized.
His tribe are natural liars. It's in their
plug it.
blood. He's your man, all right. 100%.
Dude.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
What's up, Sealang?
Guess so.
Yes. Always a delight. Yes. Yeah, that was not immediately obvious who is and isn't a driver out here. It's interesting seeing how the
Still here.
design of vehicles
Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
translates to their trucks. You seem like a man who knows about drugs. I tried to say in my least narc-like voice.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
Well, I guess we know, but not much is left of our consciousness.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
We can say, do you finance those other addictions with drug trafficking? And I feel the urge to be more delicate in this sort of talking. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Or I need to get high and I'm looking for a dealer. Okay, is that the most or least narc-like thing that you could say? He seems nice though. I don't wanna get him in trouble, so do we be straight with him? Or do we use the obvious alcoholism and such to our advantage? Duplicitous, honest. Duplicitous, honest. Duplicitous, honest. And today we choose duplicitous.
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Then is it undermined now if we try to be straight with you?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
And why are you still hanging around? But I think we established that you're kind of trapped, or who's doing it?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Damn. But the only other person that we've been pointed to, that was a tip, like, dripping with racial bias. Then let's walk around and get out of here and see who else there is to see. I forget which path took us to the Pale Driver. Because this is the little shop already. So, is there any option for that? any little bit that I forgot? There's not even that many places around. Do I remember where you are? Cool. I can go over the stairs. But the first encounter with the driver...
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Still a low check.
The more you ask
Damaged
yourself,
your morale!
the less you know. One thing is for certain though, your brain damaged. It's serious and permanent.
It's really hard to ask yourself things about the world, and then your brain just answers you simply, "You're brain damaged." Alright, yeah, here we are, back here. Haven't forgotten the path. After all then, maybe I should put down the
woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
I don't know if snapping is good. I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Anything? It's a little aggressive, but...
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
2 snaps?
Where am I?
Sorry.
Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Not that you are the best guide to reality anyway. What's up?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
We could say, actually, I was hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Would you rather it be a different year? What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic.
Oh.
Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Well... Okay, when else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
Okay. Nice.
Until you came along, that is.
Well, me personally? Well, who's the fellow? Sorry to interrupt.
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
And what's he look
A
like?
strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
You've just been staring at this picture for the entire time. This is some respite, fangirling, instead of retirement.
This man's got a hold on her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
Huh.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint
faint
in the aisles of
aisles.
cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
Well, you sound really fond of it. And where were you?
Someone was.
And are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
I'm trying to figure out some identity stuff, ma'am.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
It seems like how nostalgia tries to work. Well, sorry to interrupt, I guess.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall.
Nice.
Everything was golden.
I'm imagining someone talking about Marvel movies that way. Never.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution.
Whoa.
In Meth, it was a golden age.
Well, how about police questions then?
Why
Nice
not,
to meet you.
Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Stuck as anyone, huh? What are you hauling, or I don't really understand.
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
I want to talk like that more often too.
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
What do you
She
mean?
says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Wait, huh? How? You get high off of driving a lorry, or what if the cargo is contraband? Or it makes sense to mind your own business? It's a blunt question, and I have no idea how that could lead somewhere, but tell me.
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Sheriff. It's low. I go to the bottom.
You sound absolutely in love with whatever that means.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
Weird. What if it's contraband?
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Then, if you don't care, then would you mind if I looked? We could say I don't understand.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
And we can say I've got too many records to listen to as it is, but let's find which song is your suitably sad song to inevitably sing at karaoke.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
And we can guess it doesn't ever happen, or they live happily ever after. I don't know, it's a bad situation. I don't know if you believe in it, Harry, but let's show her more fantasy than what's around her.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man, one night. As he and his beloved are out walking along the river Margaret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
And do we see where it's going, or so he gives up his riding and settles down, right? We got called stupid once. We're down one morale. What's up?
No. The Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Margaret.
Whoa.
Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
I haven't watched enough of my granddad's westerns to know if they end with strangling your beloved. Surely they end with you being a changed man. A beautiful song, a terrible song, not where I thought that was going.
You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman.
Bisexual.
His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
Damn. Bisexuality failed. Ugh, single forever.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
And then before I came, you seemed away, or you seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
I mean, which things though?
So he doesn't think she's the smuggler.
But what if she knows something?
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
But why? And should I drive a lorry if you get like that? Why?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
I don't know. She's here.
He's worried, but not for her. For you. What is it about this woman? If she's not connected to anything?
Should I drive a lorry if you get like that? Worried for... Is he worried that she'll share drugs or something?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
Which routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
Well, it sounds like you've got a whole horizon to yourself, just like the little fellows from the movies you talked about.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
What's up?
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. where the bluebirds fly.
You're not what I expected, but what did I expect? I'm an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself, or ride till you're dust, sister. I'm curious what that final camaraderie sort of option would lead to, but I'm already clicking on this one.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
Okay, you might be in better shape than me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
Know anything about drugs, ma'am?
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
What does that mean?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Can't quite pick it up yet.
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Well, you can say that's not what I'm getting at, or where could I get my hands on experience like that? I mean, what was I getting at?
If you don't know,
and then we can say I wanted to ask if you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs, or what is it that you're hauling exactly? But she just said she doesn't know. This seems like a really blunt, ineffective question to ask.
why would I want to do that?
For commerce, the lifeblood, or for the glory of the world republic, or for the thrill of the criminal lifestyle? For commerce, for glory, for criminality. Where are we? What are we? What are we doing?
Loma, what in the name of God are you talking about?
Are you smuggling drugs? But she said she doesn't
Maybe.
know.
Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, in the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Loman?
I don't know anything about the world.
It's diamonds, Loman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
We can say, you're making fun of me right now, you better start complying. Or, I didn't ask about diamonds, I don't care about that. Or, if you had to guess, who?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
I'm playing a game of among these lorry drivers, aren't I? Well,
Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
I didn't want to say the threatening thing, but I get the feeling it doesn't destroy anything.
I would never make fun of a real Loman, Herithia.
Well,
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
huh.
Lay off her.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree.
If you say so.
Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Well, if we're done,
Yes, go.
I guess that's it.
Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Just admiring the view, huh? In your photograph. Something is up there. Is that up or within reach? What is that? Sure. +1 to physical instrument. And yet, do I also get +1 from taking off the shirt? I guess I'm in the mood to just take stuff around, just snatching things up. Alright, not much else to look at here so far, I think. So let's go. It's strange looking at the vehicle design. Don't get stuck now. Don't get stuck. do like the pace of this game. I don't know. Extended, and there's so much to explore. Just an incredible amount to explore. I've thought about, I don't know. Okay, so I do these all unedited and stuff. I don't know who owns the racist bug. That was sort of two different thoughts next to each other. What are you selling exactly? I guess to finish the first thought, I was thinking of which moments would I include if I cut together a bunch of stuff for, I don't know, a condensed version.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
I found an awesome jacket. What's your stance on selling drugs? Guess that's what we're here for.
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
Even in the disco pants, we're giving off narc energy.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
We can say I'm super into 'em, I don't like 'em. Or just proceed.
That's very cool. I don't like drugs either. I only said I do because I didn't want to sound lame. Peer pressure.
You're a delightful man, Sealing.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
I mean, that is a rarity around here.
That's even cooler. You investigating narcotics crimes like that? But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
Did you quit being a lorry driver to set up this job?
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
Okay,
So you
preach.
admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
You're what?
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Wait. Okay, we can lead with you forgot to tell me, you were embarrassed to tell me, stop squirming, what do you know? Or my source tells me you're the one transporting drugs for the Union. That's really aggressive and off base, and the lorry driver, the racist one, is not your source. You forgot?
Exactly! It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Fun? What do you know? Or it's you?
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
Literally playing Town of Salem between them. Literally.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
Fair.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd! You know, the drug crowd?
And like Harry is supposed to know the drug crowd.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
I guess. Who are you afraid of? Or if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. He's one of the friendliest fellows in this entire world that we've ever met so far. Who are you afraid of?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
And we can raise the voice or say we're buddies. I don't think he really thinks we're buddies.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
You don't mean the pale driver, do you?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
And who are the other drivers?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Me too, man. Me too.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Huh. Then we're cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Like, okay. Are there actually sunglasses around here?
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
There's a choice between sneakers and speakers.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found ultras atop them.
Well, that's one way to describe shoes on top of speakers.
A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, "Solidarity aid from the People's Republic of Samara." The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The
What?
sneakers are the stars here.
What about the speakers?
These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them.
No. I don't really want to ask about buying them, but what was with your strong opinion on them?
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
And then we can say I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself. Okay, all of these sort of...
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale.
Well, I'm not trying to buy the speakers.
You do, officer, you do.
What? Okay, I'm just looking around in
There's
here.
a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. A variety.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Just trying them on?
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
This is not even... It was dark already.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy.
Damn,
Very
officer.
secret. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes.
It has made the entire thing darker.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
He took them off of us. Let's be sensible.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you.
Okay, did this stay dark? Please, what? Okay, we've just got the regular glasses on. Did it get dark independently of the glasses? Something that just happened at the same time? Okay, fairly fascinating out here, around here. Oh, I think I already tried venturing back here to not very much avail. Are we a garbage man today? We are a garbage man today. Taking garbage, being a garbage man today. I am curious to sell the mug, but I'm also curious to just like see who owned that, who had access to that garbage. And I'll look over here to see if there's still a dude. Nope, not still a dude. So all that's left to do is walk on over. I guess the large question in my head is that I'm just curious. I don't know, I guess curious from... Because if I as a player, I as a person, am going to give up my efforts and try to get past Measurehead in that very certain way. Alright, I've walked all the way over here, and I think that was actually a little bit too far. Did I want to start digging in random trashes? No? Alright. Then into the place you go. Because I think it's time to risk your life, but hopefully not die. It's absolutely fascinating. Hopefully it won't be too much. Hopefully it won't take too much. Should I have talked to whoever it is first? There's a bowl to inspect. There's a in and out.
Let me handle this.
Oh, so it was the gardener.
Detective Disorientated.
Hi.
Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Well, thanks for the gentle tone of voice, I guess. You're the gardener?
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Did you quit your job? Did you have gardening gloves?
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardie? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
Does he?
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It's good that I talked to you first then, huh?
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
I mean, it's like you said though, man. We're outnumbered.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What are your guys' comparative authority stats? What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Thanks for the help earlier then. And what if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What is this? Who did I meet yesterday then? What are you gonna do?
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
I can't help but wonder how well that meshes with not recognizing our authority. Fairly well, I suppose.
Goddamn right it is.
What's up?
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
And I guess I don't have to click everything, but why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Who hanged that man?
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackey. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
It's a tough situation to be in when you have literally no memories.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
We can say the world needs a financial buffer zone, no need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful, it's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. Or, I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. Or, I like that, good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? I'm looking at all of these options being like, so do you die? Do you die? Do you die?
Look, a comedian. Do your job. Ask your questions. Then get out of Martinez.
I should talk to Titus then, is how it ends. Huh. Okay. Not a gardener then?
This is where
Whose gloves do I have? Wait, no, okay, my bit is whose gloves do I have? What's up?
Detective.
Why is he leaving it to me? You saw how I talked to Joyce.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
Why? Based on what? We can say, don't say anything yet, or first we need to talk about your attitude, or we need to talk about the man hanged out back. The introductory sort of phrasing has instilled a sense of fear that isn't really helping me right now.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
And we can double down crossing the arms. Or just talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
What's up?
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
I don't know.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
What's up?
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Thanks for the tips.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Just asking?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
We're on a lookout for pretty boys. What can I say?
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
We can say, why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Or I've spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision. Would that get anywhere? Guess there's no particular sign that it would.
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yeah, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that pays off.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
What?
We did this. Together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
I don't think that we can say that's it, game's over, got him. Because how have we got him really? Look at you, you're outnumbered. Like, you've still got some ammo, no doubt. But you're outnumbered. So you confessed?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Huh? Is that's the legal counsel? What? Then you murdered him who called the shots? Or step closer?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
I mean, he's feeling a lot of things.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
As if it's worse than dying. And those were all bad people, criminals scum of the earth, or I'm just doing my job, or that's different, or I can't remember. Look, I'm not going to justify it in any way. The low number of 3 people, which is still a lot. It's a little bit promising, but But how do I know that one of those wasn't an accident?
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
That's all.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Who called the shots?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardie Boy without arresting all Hardie Boys.
Well, that's a really strong lead.
Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Outnumbered. Like, okay, not without a stupid amount of gunfire. Which I guess would be any amount, because that would be stupid. We can say I don't have to, one was more complicit. No, but seriously, who calls the shots? Anything?
Who do you fucking think does?
Well, that points to you, and someone did just call you the boss. Or she does. Or the biggest or the beardest. Okay, I kind of want to see if that drives any kind of wedge between you and the legal counsel.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
Nothing?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardie Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardie Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
Well, that's our strongest suspect then. Thanks for mouthing off.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
I'm no lawyer, but that was kind of shaky. When did it occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
But he seems willing to brag.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
This is a lawyer's worst nightmare. Hello? How long did you know him?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Good question. Tell me who you are.
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
No, but not happy about a lot of things. But continue.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
Well, she's right to keep her distance, I suppose.
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
What do I know?
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
If you say so.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
We've got why did you kill him? How did you kill him? Why or how? How seems more important if it's drawing to an end?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Is there some kind of law around here that says that you can't sentence a whole group?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You'd be surprised how little we know after cop school, idiot.
Can you give us a few more details? Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Wow.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Okay, well, I mean, this, I guess, is a great narrative technique because all of the best stories that I know of leave a lot of questions completely unanswered until the end, and this seems to answer a lot of questions and make them completely obvious, but it doesn't answer the question of what's going on. What do we do about this? How do we get him out of that tree?
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
And I've taken a lot of low odds checks. I don't know. How did you manage to overpower him? Where did it happen?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
How about where?
Right fucking here. The fucker pranced in here like he owns the place. Got what was coming to him.
Oh, a little bit of evens, and I'm curious what happens with composure. Really curious. A red check can't be retried, huh? And I'm trying to get bolder about spending points, huh? How helpful do I think it's gonna be? Anything? Totally even. Okay, well, the loss is going to hurt worse now that I actually tried.
Titus is so
Oh.
and so are a few others. But
First tell me who's solid, who's cracking under the pressure.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police.
And others.
This little rat-faced fellow is solid, too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there.
Huh.
Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
I mean, would they do Bloody Marys alongside beers in the morning? Angus. And they've kept him out of the conversation. Weakest link in the chain. And we can say you're having trouble breathing. There's something you're not telling me. Okay, is that aggressive enough? Is that aggressive enough to get you killed? To say, hate you, or there's something else?
Fuck off, copper.
This one is a stone wall.
No.
Alright.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
All muscle? In which case, did you make him take a primary role in this?
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Well, I have no idea what other questions I might have.
Like what, copper?
Why'd you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line.
Alright.
What kind of mercenary?
And what kind of line?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
Huh.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
What the hell?
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
What's your gripe?
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
I'm really curious what breaks up other strikes typically then. How do you know? What did he do?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Huh. Okay, yeah, that would do it. That would do it.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
Well, he sounds, for better or worse, a little more similar to Harry than we thought.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did. Right there. Like some kind of animal.
Weird.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one,
Jeez.
harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
Do I want to know who?
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
One of yours? Is still need to clean him up, though.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
What? Do we want to ask if that's the same girl or conclude? Or is there just a string of incidents?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Well, can you be a murderer and not evil?
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
And who was it? It's really serious. It doesn't seem like you're gonna offer up the information.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
I mean, even if there were a stronger police presence in here regularly, all I know is the ones in our world aren't really great at dealing with that either. And we can ask about just arresting you. After that last one, like, I didn't want to click on that before, but I really don't want to click on it now. So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
But who called us?
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
So, who are you protecting?
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
I mean, you guys haven't been around.
Forget about their games. We've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
And we can say I want to talk about the hanging again or scan the room.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
So you're taking the heat off someone, definitely?
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardie Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardie.
All right.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
All right.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah. You're not even being fucked, Dennis.
And you're the most nervous of the lot.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
I get the feeling I was supposed to click that earlier.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
All right, that's it then. Seems like a good... Wow. The scene doesn't end until he sits down, personally? It's just an animation, but it feels like a power move. Strangely. And you're not thrilled to be here, even if you're with the Union? Can I look at stuff? Huh. Guns and Union placards, huh? Any of this? Alright. It's fascinating to see how the same environment has shifted one day to the next. New people coming into play, and oh, that's the roof. Oh, okay, I couldn't tell with the perspective earlier, I thought that was a little inner yard or something, but the roof makes way more sense. Is this anything? Are the odds still extremely bad to look at footprints, to look at footsteps?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
And is there any goddamn thing that increases the visual calculus? I don't quite think so. I somehow... it wouldn't be the shoes. I somehow don't quite think so. Mug also doesn't. The shirt for sure doesn't. Alright, Visual. Absolute 0 on the visual. But I'm not being stingy with points around here. Let's do that. Is that any better?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Okay.
Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right. The Hardie Boys in the mess hall of Welling in Rags.
And we can go over each footprint.
1. Standard work boot.
Wow.
Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardie. The one with the ball cap on his head.
And we can continue. That's interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
Wow. I'm liking this. More visual calculus.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck.
Now we're getting somewhere.
3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
You're observant as hell now that you're getting your faculties back.
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
I can say I should have gotten this earlier. Count the rest. What does that reveal?
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Nice.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
Carrying something. Then you killed him outside of this area and dragged him here?
8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardie Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardie Boys were here.
8.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
And we can talk about a light step, a heavy one, an aberration. How old do you think they are?
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardie Boy. The one with his front teeth missing. Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat. You're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
And then heavy one?
200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardie Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
And you can speculate that it's an extremely obese person, but I'm getting into it.
Possibly, yes.
You're carrying one carrying the other. And let's look at that smooth soul.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardie boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
Oh, because the soul would be smooth for a reason.
He regrets it the moment he says it.
Why would you regret it? What's up? A drummer? That's stupid. Or one of the people we're looking for is a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
Hey, I could legitimately have been a rock star in past life. Maybe I know drummers, and maybe they're an old flame now hanging people.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Maybe. And interesting. If only I had come up with that. I mean, you could just let him have it.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Then, how old do you think they are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It's strange that they're still there, honestly.
It is not impossible.
But how do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Whoa.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Then what's your assessment?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
And yet, if he was already dead when they were here...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
I guess he wouldn't have to be dead, only unconscious.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
And what is it?
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardie Boys.
And... okay, why is it a choice between let him have his moment of joy or say it out loud?
There's one pair missing from the union box. The 8th pair. I'm going to say it was our Old Soul.
Joyful moments in the murder investigation.
Yes, I doubt the Hardies are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the Old Soul.
The people in this world should change their shoes after murdering people? Then that's all. Huh. Nice, okay. I guess therefore I hope I can start putting more points into all of these things willy-nilly, since it seems to be working out. This has been this has been a long one, but a nice introduction to the second day. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I'm out of here. I signed off too quickly. I need to find the button that ends this. Yeah.